Hi there everyone, this is Pastor Dan Stanley from Riverside Assembly of God. I thought I would share with you today a recipe for communion bread. We're going to be celebrating communion online in a little while, and I thought anybody that would like can make this communion bread for themselves in their home and have it ready when we have communion online. Communion is a service of remembrance. It is a service in which we are unified in spirit, and there's the whole mystery of taking Christ and his symbolism and ingesting it. It's a wonderful ceremony, a wonderful celebration. We got the idea of our ideas for communion from the Last Supper and what Jesus did. And in fact, Paul even says in 1 Corinthians 11 that here's what Jesus did, this is what you should do. So this is actually the kind of bread that Jesus would have had there in first century Palestine, and as they celebrated Passover together. Passover was a celebration in which God had spared the people of Israel, but they were going to have to leave right away to get out of Egypt. So instead of making a nice big fluffy yeasty loaf of bread, they had this quick bread that they made for the Passover celebration. So that's the kind of bread that Jesus would have had celebrating the Last Supper. And so it's kind of authentic. So let me show you our ingredients that we have here to make. It's very simple. First of all, I have 1 cup of flour. I have 1/3 of a cup of water. I have about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And then I have 1/3 cup of oil. Now you can use any kind of oil, really. I'm just using a light olive oil, which would probably, I'll be honest, I don't know what kind of oil they had during the time of Jesus, but I'm assuming it would have been olive oil. So the first step is to just put all the ingredients together. And then I'm going to mix it with a pastry blender until you get a soft dough that forms. Something like that. You're going to get your fingers a little messy, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take a work surface, bring it over here. Now I'm going to turn the dough out onto my work surface. And I would basically divide it into 4 pieces. They don't have to be completely even. And these I am going to flatten with my hand. We're not looking for perfection here. Again, we're trying to make sure that the bread is fast. So if you want to be authentic, don't have to measure the width of the circles or anything. Now I have preheated my oven to 425 degrees and I have covered a baking sheet with some parchment paper. Obviously they would not have had parchment paper in first century Israel, but it is a great guarantee for not burning the bottom of things like cookies and breads. So I'm going to put these now on the parchment paper. I suppose you could just flatten them out on the parchment paper instead of on the work surface. And again, I've heated my oven to 425 degrees. It's pretty quick to cook, probably 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to put them in the oven now. So things came out of the oven fairly well. I did about 11 minutes in getting. Obviously, they're not gorgeous. They're not even going to be all that tasty, but that wasn't the point for Passover. It's not the point for communion either. So I'm just going to take one here, put it on the plate. You can break it apart as Jesus broke apart the bread. Give it to your family as part of the communion celebration. So thanks for coming and being part of this recipe. Feel free to give it a try if you like. And we'll see you at service or at our evening communion. God bless you. Have a great day.